So today I'm going to try and show you how to make the Christmas folded book trees. So we've got to have our book and we need to cut a piece of paper the same size as the pages. Then fold over the corner each way, so that gives you the centre zone of the page. Then we are going to calculate the middle of the book. So this has got 318 pages, so we divide that by 2. That takes us to 179 or thereabouts. It doesn't have to be exact. So we've got 179. Then we need to find our start page number, and that is depending on how many trees you're going to fold. We're going to do 5 trees, so we're going to divide that by 2. So that's going to take off 92 pages. I will put this into a separate document, the numbers. So that's going to start us at page 87. So we get to page 87. We're going to slip that in there so we've got our starting page. Then we have the template that we're going to use. So we want to have this dark line in the middle of that zone, preferably a little bit higher, so then the tree bases are a bit higher. So we're going to put that in, and we need to fold this page over so that that dark line is in somewhere in the middle part of that zone. So we've got a nice sharp crease there, and then we're going to slide that into there to start the folding. I'm now going to carry on with a tree that I've already got started, just so that we can carry on. So we're going to start with the template there, and we have the tree folds lined up against this template. So the first fold, where it's the X, is what they call a point fold. So you fold it to a sharp point. So that point there is pointing to that line on there. So once we've folded that, turn the page over, and then we're going to follow the template for the fold. So the second fold is on the second line there. So we fold that one down, and that one folds up to that line there. So these are the ones I've done. So I'm going to carry on now with the next one, because once I've folded the one tree, so I have got to the point fold. So we don't repeat the point fold. So I've got that, turn that over, and then my next tree starts at the second fold here. I find it useful to put my finger against the line that I'm going to be folding down. We don't need to do a really sharp crease because we want to have a nice bit of bounce in the pages. The bottom fold comes up to the bottom line of there. I'm going to go to the next fold and put my finger or my thumb there so I know where I've got to. Fold that over there. Sometimes it's useful to use the words to keep the fold straight. Bottom fold is to there. So my next fold is to this one, and we just carry on repeating this, following the lines. So I'm going to the next one. I'm going to try and quickly go through to when we get to the bottom stump of the tree, because then we just need to pull the template out a little bit when we get to the middle of the tree. Just a couple more folds. Take it steady to start with, but once you get into the swing of it, it does become quite an easy fold to do. And if you lose track of where you've got to, just pull your tree back and find your line again. Oops, and I've got 2 pages there. So now the next one, we can see the top fold is exactly the same. It's there. But this time, not get carried away, because this time we've got to fold down to there. So then that becomes the bottom of the tree. Now, because I put my middle quite a way high, you haven't got a lot of leeway. So I'll just, in my notes, I'll just make it a little bit higher so that the tree has got a bit of it to tuck away. So we've got that one, so we're up to the middle. Just folding that a little bit higher so it'll tuck in. Once I get to here, I might want to pull that out just a little bit to get the, so where did I get to? So I got to, there's 5 in the middle. So 1, 2, and the third one, so that's the very top one. So then you can pull the template out all the way if you want to, but once you get a bit more confident, you'll realise that actually we're now repeating back down there. So you can leave your template there and just work backwards down there. I won't carry on, but I'll show you now the first completed tree. Just took all my pages in. And if I hold that up, you can see how that tree, and then once you get 5, then they will come out to be a row of trees. Thank you.